Okay, our hotline has been blinging, but as I was trying to say, the the importance of having a programming like school, like be very attuned to one's like permanence in like life in general. So like to your point, you were saying like school is not fully programming, and that Diego was kind of given a way out, you know, with his diagnosis that was like clearly fucked up. But schools are more now getting, at least since I was going to school, they've been giving like sexual education. They've been giving kids condoms. They've been giving more of an openness, and like as an educator, I know that certain things like are going to be predisposed to certain individuals. Like Frida Kahlo being a woman who was like disabled before she became 21 in the 19th century, like 20th century rather, like that is like kind of the same situation that a lot of women have today, and that they still understand, because it's still, things haven't changed. In a lot of ways things are pretty much the same,
right?
And this idea of like girl boss is something that is pushed in like advertisements, but in reality the wage gap is high. People don't respect trans rights,
Right.
femdom, like, you know, all these different types of terms don't outweigh the term like butch, which is like not supposed to be used, and you know, all these things, like dyke, all these things that I think dyke is returning on the better side, and butch is now becoming less used. But all these things is like a representation of, because this person is, they are without. And
meaning
they're a being, and because they're being, they're left on the side of like unhappiness, or you know. So I say all that to say, Frida Kahlo to you is kind of like what Malcolm X is to me, if that makes sense, or the modern day version of Frida Kahlo would be you, and I want to be the modern day version of Malcolm X.
That I can agree with.
So, saying that there are greats like that in the past that have like outlined such a beautiful, like, all this art, all this documentation about why living like this is popular, and it's something you should do. The goal would be to have everybody who is named or learned to do certain things to named as in popular, as in like some type of creative community, to understand that. But these are the kind of like pockets that people get into. There is a direct pipeline on the left wing to right wing. You become like first it's like you're creative, then you lose money, then you get a little religious. You might get into religious psychosis. You might get, you know, there's a pipeline to that. And like, you know, we might go through financial issues. We might have days where we're feeling bad, but the ultimate goal is to not go down that right wing pipeline, to not end up somebody that you don't remember or don't notice because you have lost your character. You know, and like being right wing as a black person is really real. I've seen a lot, you know, and like that's to my point about people in the public eye. We know a lot of them. I think Kanye posted the other day. I might bring this up on the media, on the video. He was like, "Get Out was about me. I know everybody knows that." Like, and then somebody quote tweeted it like, "I didn't know that, but now I do." Like, it's like, bro, like, the admittal to like
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's wild. Like
that is.
yeah. But I still want to hear your opinion on like the youth's advantageous, like how advantageous there might be to like hearing something like, oh, I'm a New Yorker, but that doesn't mean I have to not pursue like the same thing that I want to pursue just because things are getting more politically charged.
Are you saying?
Growing up in the city, you know, like
Right.
you don't have to be a government worker.
Yeah. Well, for me, I kind of like when it came to, I don't know if if it exclusively has to do with being a New Yorker, but I was gonna do everything but the one thing that I really wanted to do in my heart. And now at, how old am I? 31. It's like I'm realizing now that I can't avoid that and I need to do exactly what I want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I think I'm just cut from a different cloth in a way because it's inevitable for me to follow what I want to do. You know, I've spent a lot of my life doing or trying to be something, or, you know, not in terms of personality, but in terms of career, like doing things that I don't want to do.
And why do you feel like that's
pursuing things?
Why do you think that's normal?
Other than what? Because it's societal pressures. It's societal pressures. It's, you know, pressure from your parents. It's like, oh yeah, I need you to make a check, this and that. And I totally get that, but I'm going to do it in a way that's conducive to me eventually being in the position that I want to be in and being an artist. That's what I'm going to do. You know, I would recommend younger people or young people or even people my age, shit, people older than me, it doesn't matter. Do what is essential to you. Do that one thing that makes you smile and makes you happy. But there's also, for my older folks, nothing wrong with falling out of love with what you do. Some things last for a day, some things are for a while, and some things are forever. And just because you don't want to be a particular career anymore, you don't want to be a part of a particular career, does not mean that you can't blossom in another garden. You're still a flower. You have roots. You can still blossom in another garden. You get what I'm saying? So that's really what I mean in terms of like career.
I wanted to pull up this quote by Frida Kahlo. It says, ellipses, and fleeting that the only thing that comforts me is knowing that I've been authentic, that I've managed to be as close to myself as possible. And then in the caption, it's a guy named Brian James. He does soul work, and the quote is by Marion Woodman. And it says, now, about that word authentic, it is related to the word author. And you can think of it as being the author of your own self. When you're living your own reality, you become the sovereign of your own life. You know who you are. You speak what you believe. There's a natural pride that goes with that. This is who I am. Take me or leave me. To me, real power is about presence. It's the energy of knowing that you are who you are and therefore speaking and acting from your authentic self. It doesn't matter what your work is, if you're a teacher or a nurse or whatever.
And this goes back to, this is a beautiful way to like end this podcast, because this is the same thing that we talked about in the very beginning when we were talking about, when I was referring to creativity, and you could be this career, you could have that career, but do it in a way that's authentic to you. Do it in a way that is creative in your special way. You know, if I'm saying that correctly, I mean, the words may not come together the way they need to, but you can feel what I'm saying. So that's a great way to bring an end to the podcast, because that's exactly what I was referring to at the very beginning. So yeah,
check us out, y'all. Nonstraight Podcast. IseeZenith,
IC_Zenith.
Genius, Brando Black Hippie on music, art by Casa. Is that still up? What is your other handles?
Casa Life, CASALYFE, Casa Life on Instagram. TikTok.
Casa Life on TikTok?
No, IseeZenith. IC_Zenith.
IC_Zenith on TikTok. Head Brandana on TikTok. No underscores, just Head Brandana. YouTube Nostre Podcast. This is where this is going on Nostre Podcast. I'm going to post clips on our pages. So thank y'all for listening.
Thank
We're going
you.
to sign out like this. No candle loses its flame from lighting another.
Peace.